Hello, what's up? This is gonna be a huge video. I've got an entire week of progress to show. So first of all, guess what I did the day after that? Guess. Fully animated bird game with motion, with flight, with everything. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so let's get through this real fast. And don't be dissuaded. I have even more to show. I'm just showing one half, more like 1/10 of what I have done. Let's see. So first of all, if you go into Bojay, you'll see that you can see this model with a lot of states: idle, run, walk, fly, jump, lift. Yup, I created an entire state machine for the game engine. Now if you're not technical, you don't need to know much. What you need to know is that the state machine basically handles the states. The handles, like if you're in the whether to fly or to run or walk, and it does so by taking at first the inputs from the controller. There's foreshadowing here, but the controller basically takes all the inputs and decides creates actions and gives those actions to the model, and the model then decides to simulate the entire game. And then guess what I did? I took the entire system, replicated it, and created another state machine system inside for combat. You see, another state machine for combat. We've got combat and chained attacks. This now if you know me, I've been a real fan of Devil May Cry type games ever since I was a child, and I've always wanted to create a chained attack system, but I've never been able to because of the lack of knowledge and the sheer amounts of animation required. And I'm really glad that I've been able to create this system that I've been able to create. okay, you lost me. I got a little too excited. Alright, so I'm just happy I got to create a little microcosm of that system. Yeah, there's not much animations here, but I think I'll be able to create an interesting and deep mechanics. And I also gotta realize, a bird game with only one bird is not that attractive. It's not that much fun to play with one bird. Now this might look simple, but it took a lot of work to get here. I wanna go into the recap, but first I want to discuss what the game's gonna be about. Like, it's basically gonna be a 4v4 nest defense type of game, like in Bed Wars, Minecraft, but you defend your nest and defend your eggs from being taken away. Like, people can steal those eggs. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna have fully voice lobbies and everything. We're gonna have multiple characters. We're gonna have weapons. We're gonna have absolute, like, just wait, bro. Just let me cook. This is just the first week. And okay, let's go over the other things, some of the other things we did on the week. So I basically had university after Saturday, so I came back home and decided to start working on the multiplayer. You can see, like, there's so much thing for multiplayer. I basically watched an entire video on low level networking in the game. You can see there's some code for ID assignment, there's the network handler for creating connections, and there's a packet info, there's play position, there's server network globals, which I haven't worked on after that. I'm sorry, I had a little bit of complications after the recording. Let's continue from where we are. Where after basically Saturday I had university and I couldn't come back home, but the next day I had university too, and I came back home and I started work. I basically watched an entire 43-minute video and started work on the multiplayer, and I've got even a basic lobby system working. You see, the player is gonna press host, others are gonna join, and then you press ready. Even the connection mechanics are fully working, except there's a problem. Multiplayer is really fucking difficult, and I still have no idea how I'm gonna handle all of that. But guess what? Like yesterday, a friend of mine who just started game dev, he decided to help me with the multiplayer of the game, and he's gonna build the entire multiplayer. So that's and the entire net coding. So we had a talk for 1 hour on how to optimize it. optimize the multiplayer and plan the systems, and I'm gonna have to show him the code later today after he internalizes how to do all of the multiplayer networking, and he learns the same state machine system. But basically, yeah, that's a huge fucking load of a weight off of my shoulders, so I can actually start working on what's fun and will make the game fun. And that's gonna be easy because it was already getting hard, like maintaining this stuff besides university. And yeah, multiplayer is really fucking hard. And the next day after that, basically this was still when you could only move, you know, there were no moves, because if you go into the animation player, alright, if you go into the animation player and check out the animation window, you'll see that a lot of this stuff, you see a lot of these animations, let's check this one, like guard counter, let's do this. Basically a lot of these animations, it moves, the character moves, and that's a huge problem. We do not want the character to move, we want the character to move its parent, it's the character body to 3D, the logic, the actual simulation of the game, instead of just moving the visuals forward. That's not what we want. We want the visuals to stay in place like this, and we want the world to move. See, we want the visuals to stay in place and we want to move the parent. So what we got to do is we got to take the root bone and translate the position to the parent, and this was certainly very, very difficult for me because I had never worked with root motion before, and this was like absolute revelation on how to do this. And after a lot of work, I found this guy named Pierre Picot or something. He's got really good Blender tutorials, and his root motion tutorials really helped me a lot, like this one. I basically followed that, created root motion, and then I went into Godot and tried to figure out how to do root motion. I tried to manually do it and it did not work, so that was a sad day. And after that, like yesterday, I realized the animation player already has a root motion track, so I can just make the root bone the parent, add it to the animation player track, then I can go into the state that I want to go into. Basically, oh yeah, I did not keep this state. I basically did the root motion logic in its parent state. So basically, if you went into charge, this is an attack state, and that's the parent class, the attack state. So I'm gonna go into attack state's parent class, and you can see there's a lot of code for the root motion. Basically what it does is it gets the root motion position from the animation player and applies that to the game object. You see, there's also a lot of stats here, and that's how I was able to create root motion. I was able to create this, but even then there is no way to chain attacks like this is all one button, by the way, except this is the RMB and this is LMB, left mouse button. And this chaining was possible by creating another state machine, and this is all really complicated stuff. I don't want to get into it, my own head hurts, like there's so much code here. The thing is, basically what it does, that after every attack it releases a window. It signals the parent, the attack model, to create a window, timer window, in which if you press the right buttons, you can get the next state that was queued up for the attack. The next state, let's say this is the charge state, the next state is gonna be the low sweep. So if you press in the right window, the parent is gonna transfer you to the low sweep. You see, it's kind of genius, you know. It transfers you to the low sweep, the next attack, and that transfers you to the turn kick if you press in the right time. I also want to create a window before the attack ends, so you can cancel it and move on to a different attack, so that you can have variation in the combat. I'm gonna get to that. And I also want to get into the guard counter stuff. I want to make a guard counter where if you get hit while doing the guard counter, you basically do a repulse, you know, a counter attack, basically a flurry attack. That's gonna be really cool. It's gonna add way more depth to the combat. And by the way, all of this is just animations. We still do not have any collision detection or hitboxes yet, so I gotta get to work on that today. I'm gonna go to town. It's gonna be crazy. And after that, we're gonna work on the real fun things. All right, the real fun things. It's gonna get fucking amazing. So I suggest you guys to hop on the Discord. I'm gonna create one and put that in the description, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. I hope to see you all next time. This was like devlogs 2, 3 and 4. Oh yeah, also did I mention that these are all new animations that I created later on, and I also did a lot of other work. I don't think I'll be able to like list all of them. The video is gonna get really boring, and I wanna focus on making the game right now. So yeah, hop on the Discord. It'll actually give me some validation to keep on working on. Like the second week is gonna get crazy here. It's gonna get crazy. I have so many plans. It's absolutely gonna be crazy. So yeah, join. Yeah. Also, I'm thinking about changing the name to Bird Game 2 since the art style is a bit retro, you know. Anyways, tell me, what do you think? Tra la la.